What is happening? Welcome to the second season of Off the Rails. As you know, Off the Rails is a recovery podcast whose primary purpose is to end the stigma of addiction through open discussion on all things recovery related. My name is Mark. With me always is Dave, and it's good to be back.
Yeah, great to be back. We're looking at season 2 here, right, Mark?
Season 2. So in our first season, we did a lot of interviews. We did a lot of sober stories where people came on here and shared their story of their addiction and of their recovery. We brought on professionals to talk about addiction and recovery. People came in to talk about family relationships. And this season, we're going for something a little bit different, Dave. And do you want to share with the people what that is?
Yeah, I'd absolutely love to. What we're looking at doing now is having some guests on to talk about different tools you can use in your recovery to work on your physical health, mental health, spiritual, whatever it may be. And our first guest we have on is going to be talking about Taoist Tai Chi and Taoism, which is a very beneficial practice for all of those things I just mentioned: physical, mental, spiritual health. So
we hope you enjoy the interview. Make sure you stick around. Myself and Dave will be jumping in at the end and talk about how this all relates to recovery. And we hope you enjoy, guys. Thank you so much.
All right. Now joining us is the director with the Fung Gok Institute of Taoism, John Balinski. John, thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome. Nice to be here.
So, John, we're really excited to talk to you today about Taoism, and particularly Tai Chi and its benefits. Could you give us a brief background in the history of Taoism? I realize it might be a lot of information, but maybe just a little background for those listening.
Well, you know what, we'll make this really real simple. And that, an important aspect of Taoist tradition is the health of a person and how that health or what it involves. And really, it involves cultivating a harmony in a person. And what I mean by that is, balancing the physical aspect of our health with the mental aspect, with the spiritual aspect of our lives, so that all of these things are working together in a way where there's a real sense of balance, or things fitting in and complementing each other and benefiting each other. And so that all of that goes towards really cultivating good health in a person. So that's sort of the premise that all of this comes from, and that's based on in Taoism what the way they view things is that everyone has an original nature, and that original nature really involves around there's a spark of goodness in everybody, so that everybody has some goodness in it, and it's really about how do you cultivate that goodness in a person. What does that mean? So through different practices, and for us the Tai Chi that we practice is an important part. It helps us to start working towards that better health in ourselves, and initially physically, but even as we start from there, there's many other benefits that are coming forward for a person, which in the beginning they may not even realize. And it's just through time and a continued practice of the Tai Chi and the approach to it that it really makes a significant benefit for people.
Has Tai Chi always been kind of part of Taoism, or when it first started, was it like how long has it been around, I guess, compared to?
Well, Taoism, if my memory serves me correctly, and don't hold me to this, it goes back at least I think it's 2,500 years, something like that. So it's a very, very long tradition, and it's one of the sort of recognized religions in the world. You know, it has a very, very long history coming from China and that. So it's been in place a long time, and as I said, you know, it's about really being able to find a way in which you are individually a way of harmony and balance in a person, and consequently, how you're able to transmit that to your everyday life, how you interact with people, how you interact with the world. So it's instead of being in conflict with everything, with what's around you, with people that are around you, it's a way of finding balance or harmony.
Awesome, John. And John, when we're talking about Tai Chi, can you kind of explain exactly what that is for those listening?
Sure. Sure. So, you know, again, the Tai Chi practice goes back hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. It was originally developed by Fung, who was a Taoist master, and it was developed in a way to improve the health of of the monks in that. You know, just like we'd mentioned earlier, and it's a series of movements, or it is a movement which works to cultivate that sort of balance. And you know, I think it's something that many people would have seen glimpses of, you know, through media over the years and that. But it's definitely something that you know, Fung offers to the public at large as a way to enjoy the health benefits from it, learning how to improve their health in a way that, you know, anybody from any age, any background can start, and you could start that at any point in your life.
Yeah, I like how it's you know, really accessible to anybody and where they are as far as age. I know it's very helpful for I've heard my parents are, you know, both in do Tai Chi. And I know it's been beneficial for, you know, arthritis and back pain and different things like that. But I think maybe some people don't realize, myself included, originally, you know, you think that you're physically active or in good shape, so maybe it's not going to be a beneficial practice for you. And I think not only until I got into recovery did I really realize, you know, how much is involved with, you know, movement and getting in touch with yourself and spirituality. So do you think there's a bit of a, not misconception, but maybe people don't realize, you know, all of the benefits to it, even if you are already physically active? And, you know,
Well, you know that you raised a really interesting point there, and that's something that everyone that starts Taoist Tai Chi, which is what we teach, is that, you know, so many people just come. I just want to move because I'm feeling really, really stiff, or you know, I have chronic pain. I want to do something that'll help me with the chronic pain, and or I have balance problems and I'm falling all the time. Or in some cases, people coming in with you know, anxiety and ways of, you know, will this help me calm down? You know, things like that. So when they start, you know, most people have very, very limited views or perspectives on what they're looking for. And that perfectly makes sense, you know, because this is what's dominating your life at that moment in time. But what people find is as they start to move, and the movements they're very gentle movements, they're very relaxed. You know, your focus really in the beginning is just on finding balance. And for most people, when they think about balance, well, what does that mean? Well, I don't fall over. Well, and that's fair enough because for the vast majority of people, that's all they think of is what balance is about. But they start to find out with time that the longer they practice it, and you know, if they're diligent in their practice, they do it on a regular basis, then they start to find, well, you know, there's a lot more to this because, you know, I don't know how many other movements you do in your life where you're really focusing on keeping your balance, but doing it in a way where you stay relaxed. and then people start to realize that, there's a connection between being physically relaxed and relaxing yourself mentally. And it's like a light goes off for them. Holy smokes. These things actually relate to each other. And they relate to it in a way where they actually feel it inside, which is a really pretty profound thing, because it has that very sort of a deep-seated type of an effect on people. It's like, wow, I never realized something like this would happen. Well, that's fair enough. Everybody has to start from somewhere, and that's where each of us start from. But as we practice this longer, again, then we start to realize that there's many benefits that are happening for us. And an interesting thing is that oftentimes people will find that it's actually comments that they received from their partners or their friends. It's like, you used to be so excitable and things like that. What are you doing? You seem so much calmer these days. How did you do that? Or you may find for yourself that you could have had chronic pain, and you're finding that the pain is diminishing. Well, how did that happen? Well, what's the difference you've been doing? You've been practicing the Taoist Tai Chi. So people find that they start from one particular spot. That's fine. That's where we all start from. But as we progress, and the more we do it, we can do it on a regular basis. We find that these benefits just start to creep up on us. It's like things we didn't even realize. Wow, this is something.
I know what you guys, you practiced, Taoist Tai Chi. What would be like kind of the difference between someone, going to, like a class with something you guys offer versus say going to a drop in at like a YMCA general Tai Chi class? I guess they're not going to get kind of the background and the beliefs that you guys come with the Taoism, but it would.
The way I'll answer that is this is what we teach, okay, and this is what the founder of our organization, Mr. Chin, he brought to Canada in 1970 and started teaching the people, and really what our focus is on is really cultivating that very deep, profound sense of health. So we're not teaching it just as for the health benefits from a physical standpoint, but in a very, very broad way. And the focus that people would see is exactly what I'm talking about. It's on balance. It's on being very relaxed. The importance of regular practice and things like that. And it's really the sort of the depth of understanding that the leaders bring to teaching these sessions that really makes a significant difference. Okay, it's what we're teaching the art in the way it was presented to us. So it instead of just think of it in a way where you would sort of envisage a calisthenics or weightlifting. This is something that's teaching you more than, because it's like I said, it's a meditation as well.
What are some of the biggest misconceptions out there about Tai Chi?
Biggest misconceptions? I don't know. I think what's probably most important is to focus on what sort of benefits people can get from the practice of the art. So I would say it's again just really about this the aspect of cultivating a very deep sense of health. Much more than some people might look at it as a martial art or something like that. Well, that's one tiny aspect of it. There is that part to it, but this is so much more than that, because you're looking at really bringing yourself back to health in a very natural way, a very natural sense of health. So it isn't just the absence of disease, but to have a greater sense of vitality, an improved flexibility, a calmness, a stillness of mind, which you may not have before. A reduction in anxiety, a way in which you feel like you're able to function in the world in a better way, in a more harmonious way. Where you're not, like I said earlier, not at odds with people. You're really feeling comfortable with yourself as well as comfortable with people around you. I think those are probably really some of the key things to take away from what you can get from the practice of the art.
Excellent. And where can someone find more information on Taoism or Taoist Tai Chi?
Well, you can certainly go to our website, and that's Taoist.org, TAOIST.org. You'd be able to find out certainly some more there. But definitely, we also have a list of all the locations that we offer sessions at. And we're right across the country from the Atlantic to the Pacific. We have multiple locations in every province. For example, our head office is in Toronto. But you can certainly look at the website, find the specific locations that wherever people are located would be closest to them, and find out what times are available, where the sessions are. They're offered during the day, in the evenings, on weekends, as well as during the week as well. So, whatever sort of fits with a person's thoughts, and certainly, everyone's welcome to come in and have a look at the sessions, speak with the session leaders, and see if it's something that appeals to them. How it feels, even while they're sitting and watching the sessions, that in itself is a useful thing, because you get a sense for what practicing the art is about, and what it's like, and whether it's something that fits for you. So that's the most important thing, is whether you feel comfortable with it.
You're available also in the US as well, right?
We're available in multiple locations across the U.S., and can certainly find locations there as well. I can't off the top of my head tell you all of the states we're in, but we're in quite a few of the states in the U.S., and again, you'd be able to find that out online as well. And I believe the website for that is taoisttaichi.org.
Okay.
Awesome, John. Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing a bit about Taoism and Tai Chi. We are going to include both of those websites down below. So if you're looking for more information, make sure you check those out. John, thanks again so much.
Okay. You're welcome. Glad to talk to you.
Thanks.
We once again want to thank John for joining us. It was great to have him, and what a great job.
Yeah, it was I really enjoyed that. I don't know how many people are familiar with Taoist Tai Chi. I am a little bit. Both my parents do it, practice it. So I am a little familiar with it. And I think it can be very beneficial for I know John had mentioned it, but for anybody in any walk of life, and people with chronic back pain or arthritis or PTSD. I know they get a lot of different people that have found a lot of benefits from it. I know we're specifically, recovery podcast, but as we've talked about before, recovery doesn't, or
Discriminate.
sorry, yeah, addiction doesn't discriminate. Sorry. So, yeah, we know that we have everyone in kind of different walks of life that are hopefully listening, and so yeah, hope it finds some benefit.
And yeah, here's an activity and an art that you can add into your routine that is not only good for you physically, it's also good for you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And Dave, I like how he talks so much about balance, right? And as you know, in treatment, we did a lot of work on like the medicine wheel, right?
Yeah.
And basically, if one of those things, say like you're emotionally off balance, you see how it affects the other things, say your spirituality or your physical health, right? And to me, finding that balance in recovery is so important.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You thought I was going to say something else there, didn't you?
Yeah. No, I thought you were gonna keep going, but
I was thinking about
no,
it.
I totally know what you mean, and it's a good point, really.
Thank you.
And the other thing I'd like to say is, Taoism itself, when I was kind of doing the research into and talking to John on the phone before we had our interview, just kind of what their beliefs are, kind of what they practice. Uh, it's so much the same as far as, what I consider when you're in recovery, trying to be a better person. I think a lot of people are trying to get back to who they were, in the past. And I just want to read something from their website. Let me know if this resonates with you, Mark. This is
I'm listening. I'm all ears, buddy.
straight from uh Taoist.org, I believe it is. The teachings say that we are all born with a spark of goodness, sometimes referred to as our original nature. By learning and practicing the Taoist art, we can walk a path that leads us back to this original nature, to a state of natural health, stillness, and clarity of mind, and a spirit of harmony and compassion for the world and for everyone around us. I mean, if that doesn't get you fired up, I don't know.
I'm stoked. And I relate that a lot to recovery.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to go with, is like, um yeah, how similar that is for me, and what I think of recovery is that. So
And one of my favorite things about recovery is just this. And it is watching someone come in, like just join recovery. I don't know if you join recovery or start this new path, and then watch their development over, say, the course of a month. And that spark of goodness just turns to full light, I find.
oh yeah,
Do you find that?
absolutely. Yeah, and it's, yeah, I mean, we talked about it when we were away, right? And you kind of see like people good nature come out. A lot of times you didn't know those people previously. But I can imagine they probably weren't as in good spirit as they were when they're now finding recovery.
So I'm stoked, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm really
Uh,
happy about the direction of this second season. I hope we are able to provide tools that anyone can incorporate in their recovery routine, the recovery plan. And
Absolutely.
that's what our goal for this season is, guys. So I hope you stay listening, stay taking some stuff away from us. And thank you so much for listening. If you or someone you know is struggling, please reach out and ask for help. Thank you.